Randall was about to lose his life for a crime he never committed. The story begins in 1976 in Dallas, Texas. Randall was 27 years old and simply trying to get home from work one day when a small problem turned into a nightmare. His car ran out of gas. It didn't seem like a big deal at first. Randall grabbed a plastic jug from his car and walked to the nearest gas station to get some fuel. But when he got there, the attendant refused to fill the jug, explaining that they weren't allowed to put gasoline in plastic containers. Now Randall was stuck. His car had no gas, he had no way to transport fuel, and he had no idea how he was going to get home. So he started walking again. That's when a teenager pulled up beside him. His name was David Ray, and he was only 16 years old. What Randall didn't know was that David Ray was in the middle of running away from home, and the car he was driving had been stolen. David Ray never mentioned any of that. Instead, he simply offered Randall a ride. Randall accepted. David Ray helped Randall get gas for his car, and afterward the two of them decided to keep hanging out. They drove around Dallas together, drinking beer and getting high. As the day turned into night, they kept the party going and eventually went to watch a movie at a drive-in theater. Later that night, Randall got tired and decided to call it a night. He asked David Ray to drop him off at his motel. When they arrived, David Ray asked if he could stay there with him. After all, he had just run away from home, and his family lived about 300 miles away. But Randall said no. So David Ray left and drove away. He was likely drunk or high, because when he pulled onto the road, he forgot to turn on his headlights. That mistake quickly caught the attention of a police officer, and David Ray was pulled over. The officer approached the car, probably expecting to give him a simple warning. But David Ray knew he was in serious trouble. He was driving a stolen car, and he had also taken money when he ran away from home. Panicking that the officer might discover everything, David Ray reached under his seat, grabbed a pistol, and fired 5 shots. The officer was killed. Another officer nearby witnessed the shooting and jumped out of her patrol car, firing back at David Ray as he sped away, but he managed to escape. David Ray then drove all the way from Dallas back to his hometown of Vidor. Meanwhile, police in Dallas launched an intense investigation into the murder of the officer. At the same time, David Ray began bragging to friends back home, claiming that he had killed a police officer in Dallas. Rumors quickly spread, and eventually the story reached the local police in Vidor. They brought David Ray in for questioning. At first, he denied everything. He told investigators he had just been talking trash and trying to impress his friends. But police soon discovered he had indeed run away from home and stolen a car. Even worse, the pistol used to kill the Dallas officer was registered to David Ray's own father. When questioned again, David Ray changed his story completely. He claimed he hadn't pulled the trigger. Instead, he said he had picked up a hitchhiker earlier that day. According to him, that hitchhiker stole his father's gun and committed the murder. The hitchhiker's name, he said, was Randall. David Ray agreed to cooperate with prosecutors and testify against Randall in exchange for having all charges against him dropped. Shockingly, authorities accepted the deal. Police tracked Randall down, brought him in, and questioned him about the murder of the officer. Randall denied it because he truly had nothing to do with it. They placed him in a lineup with several other men and brought in a witness. A woman had reportedly driven past the scene the day of the shooting and seen what happened. But when she looked at the lineup, she pointed to someone else entirely. Instead of taking this as evidence that Randall was innocent, an officer pressured the woman to point at Randall. They even offered to drop robbery charges against her daughter if she agreed to testify against him in court. The woman agreed. Randall was arrested. At trial, David Ray testified against him. In 1977, Randall was found guilty of murdering the police officer and was sentenced to death by lethal injection. For 8 years, Randall sat on death row, waiting to be executed for a crime he never committed. Then, in 1985, a documentary filmmaker named Errol Morris arrived in Dallas. He was originally there to film a documentary about a controversial psychiatrist known for giving questionable testimony as an expert witness for prosecutors in criminal trials. That same psychiatrist had testified in Randall's trial. While researching, he decided to interview Randall about the psychiatrist. During the interview, Randall told him the entire story: how his car ran out of gas, how he met David Ray, how they spent the day together, and how David Ray later accused him of murder. Errol became fascinated with the case. He abandoned his original documentary idea and decided to focus entirely on Randall's story instead. As he began digging deeper, he uncovered disturbing evidence of police and prosecutorial misconduct. He also found information that had previously been hidden. But there was one person he still needed to interview: David Ray. Errol eventually tracked him down in prison. David Ray was on death row himself, this time for a completely unrelated kidnapping and murder. During several interviews, David Ray finally admitted the truth: Randall never killed anyone. Errol included everything he discovered in his documentary. When it was released in 1988, the film, titled The Thin Blue Line, caused a massive public reaction. People watching it realized that Randall had likely been convicted for a crime he never committed. Public outrage grew, and eventually a judge granted Randall another hearing. After reviewing the evidence, his conviction was overturned. In 1989, after spending more than a decade in bars for a murder he never committed, Randall was finally released from prison.